We live in a world that is just screaming for answers, right? We want the solution, we want the final word, the clear-cut explanation for everything. But what if the most powerful insights don't come from knowing, but from being willing not to know? I mean, really think about it. You're in a meeting, you're in a conversation. Heck, even when you're just talking to yourself, admitting, I don't know, can feel like a failure. It triggers this weird anxiety, this pressure to have an opinion, a definitive take, right here, right now. Well, the brilliant poet John Keats actually had a name for this exact feeling. He called it the irritable reaching after fact and reason. I love that phrasing, that restless, almost twitchy need to solve every puzzle and label every single mystery. And this ache, this constant reaching for certainty, has basically become our default state. I mean, we live in an age of endless information. We feel like every answer should be just a click away, which honestly only makes the not knowing feel that much worse. And our entire culture rewards it, doesn't it? We value the quick, confident answer. We celebrate the person who can explain it all, wrap it up, and put a neat little bow on it. Thoughtful ambiguity? Yeah, that often gets mistaken for being indecisive. But what if I told you there's a powerful alternative to all this? A kind of superpower, actually, that Keats identified over 200 years ago, that just flips this entire idea on its head. So in a letter to his brothers, Keats described this exact quality. He praised the ability to just be in uncertainties and doubts, and he gave this remarkable strength a fantastic name: negative capability. Now, the name here is super important, so let's break it down. Negative doesn't mean pessimistic or bad. It means being receptive, open, not imposing your own certainty on the world. And capability is key. This isn't a weakness. To Keats, this was a genuine strength, a real power. And Keats made this idea really clear by contrasting himself with one of his contemporaries, the poet Coleridge. See, Keats believed Shakespeare was the ultimate master of this, but he felt Coleridge totally lacked it. Coleridge was that guy who always needed a philosophical reason for everything, who just had to pin mystery down and explain it away. Keats's approach was to let the ego dissolve and just experience something. To really get this, though, we can't just talk about the theory. We have to see it in action. And the absolute best place to do that is inside one of Keats' most famous poems, his Ode to a Nightingale. The poem's journey is a perfect map of this idea. First, Keats just sits with the weight of human suffering. He doesn't try to solve it or explain it. Then, he hears a nightingale and takes this imaginative flight into its world. His own self just kind of dissolves as he embraces the mystery of the bird's song. And third, the poem holds this incredible paradox, the tension between the bird's immortal art and our own fleeting lives with absolutely no resolution. And then finally, the spell breaks. The poem doesn't end with an answer. It just fades, leaving him and us in this profound state of mystery. And that right there is the whole point. It's not about arriving at some neat conclusion about life and death. The point is the deep, empathetic journey into the feeling itself, holding all its contradictions without that irritable need to solve them. This one single word, forlorn, shatters the spell. The escape is broken, and Keats is snapped back to reality. The poem ends abruptly, totally unresolved. Was it a vision? A waking dream? He doesn't tell us. He just leaves us right there in the mystery. Okay, so a 200-year-old poetic theory is cool and all, but why does any of this matter to us right now, in our world of endless data and hot takes? What can negative capability actually do for us today? Well, it turns out it's incredibly relevant. Psychologically, it's a tool, an antidote to the anxiety of uncertainty. Ethically, it encourages us to actually listen to another person's perspective instead of rushing to judge them. Creatively, it reminds us that the best ideas often come from dwelling in the questions, not just the answers. And frankly, in our modern worlds, just choosing not to have an immediate hardened opinion on something, that is a powerful act of rebellion. So I'll just leave you with this thought. In a culture that rewards certainty at every turn, being capable of remaining in doubt isn't a weakness. It might just be one of the most profound strengths we can possibly cultivate. What might open up for you if, just for a moment, you resisted that irritable reaching for a fact and simply chose to live with the mystery?